Hey guys, Shido here, and I'm back with part 2 of my first impressions of the 2014 fall anime season. In part 1, I covered Log Horizon Season 2, World Trigger, Terraformars, and the new Gundam series. And now on to part 2. I start part 2 off with the first episode of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, the newest series in the Fate series, which is a retelling of the movie by the same name. Just like with the Fate Zero series, UFO Table did an amazing job with the animation. I mean, this show looks gorgeous. The Fate series has a huge fan base, and I for one have always enjoyed the series, and expect to do the same with this one. Though I do feel they should have given us a new story or followed a different route instead of just redoing Unlimited Blade Works, because I thought the movie was fine. But either way, I'll still be watching the show, and I imagine anyone who liked the Fate series will do the same. And that's really all there is to say. If you don't know what the Fate series is, then I suggest looking it up, because it's been around for several years now. The next show is yet another mech series by Sunrise. Cross Anju, I believe is how it's pronounced, but it's spelled A-N-G-E, is a completely wasted opportunity. The mechs looked amazing, but we spent more time looking at the main character's features than looking at the mechs themselves. Not to mention the complete bullshit world they've created. Apparently there are people who are seen as something called Norma, irregular existences that cannot use mana, and thus are treated and looked at like they're objects or disgust and disdain. Even babies aren't safe from the prejudice. The first princess is discovered to be one of these Normas, and is then exiled to an island where she and a group of girls learn to pilot these mechs. The show is supposed to be a mech series. Instead we see more nudity than we do robots. It's seriously stupid, and it seems like such a waste. Next up is Maru no O to Vanadis, or Lord Marksman and Vanadis. Now how sad is this, that a show such as this, which has the ecchi or perverted elements listed in the genre, has less nudity than the show listed as a mech series. There are 7 Vanadis, named because of powerful weapons that come from a black dragon. Eleonora, one of the Vanadis, encounters a young archer named Tigre on the battlefield. Instead of killing him, she sees his skill with a bow and decides to spare him, and instead, he ends up serving her. I kinda like this show. I'm a big fan of archery, and even in most games I play, like MMOs, I always play the Archer Ranger class, so maybe I'm a little biased on that part. And you don't see many shows where the main character, at least, is an archer. It's listed as a harem ecchi show, as well as a fantasy action series, so I expect it to become rather ridiculous quickly, but just based off the first episode, I'm interested, and for now, we'll definitely keep watching. The next show I watched was episode 1 of Akatsuki no Yona, another fantasy action series that seems to be a reverse harem of sorts, with the main character being a girl named Yona. She is the sole princess of the kingdom of Koka. On her 16th birthday, she witnesses her father's death via the man she loves. Yona and her servant then escape the castle, and soon learn about the legend of the 4 dragons. She then embarks on a journey to find them. Now right away it doesn't really seem like a harem show. You only see 2 main male characters, one who's the man that she loves, who also happens to be her cousin, and also her servant, who could be the potential love interest. Also, you don't really find out anything about the 4 dragons in this first episode. In all, it seems like it's going to be a fairly simple story about an overthrown kingdom and trying to get it back. But still, it seems interesting, so at the very least, the next episode or 2 are going to be worth watching. And now, to wrap up part 2 of my first impression series, I checked out a romance comedy called Okami Shoujo to Kurooji, or Wolf Girl and Black Prince. A girl named Erica brags about her love life to her friends. The catch is, she doesn't really have a boyfriend. She shows off a picture of her supposed boyfriend, but we find out that the boy is also a classmate of hers named Kyoya Sada. Erica convinces Kyoya to be her fake boyfriend. Unfortunately for her, Kyoya is a black-hearted sadist and takes advantage of the girl and basically treats her like she's his pet. The animation is decent but not amazing, but the characters are interesting enough that you want to find out more about them. I'm a sucker for a good romance comedy, just like Aoharu Ride from last season, so I'll definitely continue with the next couple of episodes, at the very least to see where the story and the characters go. Well, that's gonna be it for part 2 of my first impressions of the fall 2014 season, but there's definitely more to come, as I still have a lot of ground to cover. I don't know if I'll cover it all, but I'm definitely going to attempt to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.